He sent a message late in the evening. "Why does the house feel so empty even when all the lights are on?" he asked. She replied that emptiness grows quietly, like dust, when nobody bothers to clean it. He typed back, "I'm still here. I'm still trying." I thought silence meant we were at peace, but she saw it differently. "Silence can also mean hiding," she answered, and she was so tired of hiding. He then asked a question that hung in the air. "Is there someone else reading your messages with interest?" She paused. The typing bubble that appeared and disappeared felt like a confession in itself. Finally, she wrote that she had a friend, someone who listened without trying to correct her feelings. He retorted, "Friends don't usually whisper after midnight." That's when her frustration surfaced. "You're policing my loneliness instead of noticing it," she accused. He insisted he noticed everything, especially the distance that had crept in between their words. She explained that the distance appeared when he stopped asking the questions that truly mattered. "What questions did I miss?" he asked, genuinely wanting to know. Her answer was simple and profound. "I wanted to feel chosen, not just assumed." He tried to defend himself, typing that his commitment was a quiet choice he made for her every single day. But she countered that quiet choices feel invisible when affection goes missing. This led him to a crossroads. "Do you want honesty or comfort?" he asked. "Honesty," she replied, "should never arrive too late." And so the truth began to unravel. He confessed he felt replaced even though she'd never said a word. She admitted that secrecy had felt easier than confrontation. He told her that secrets rot a relationship faster than anger ever could. But she was less afraid of anger than she was of indifference. He swore indifference was never his intention. She typed back that intentions mean very little when actions feel completely absent. Then came the pivotal question, "Do you still want to try?" She stared at the screen, the weight of her exhaustion pressing down. "Trying alone is exhausting," she finally wrote. He replied immediately, promising he was ready to show real effort, not just make more promises. But she was skeptical. How long will that effort last? She asked. He said effort shouldn't have an expiration date. She pointed out that it always does, once comfort returns. He accused her of already planning her exit. She corrected him, saying she was simply preparing for honesty. "Does honesty mean leaving?" he asked, a sense of dread in his words. "Honesty means consequences," she replied. He typed that consequences should be faced together. But her response cut deep. Together only works when both people are present. That's when he finally admitted it. He had been emotionally absent. She, in turn, acknowledged that his absence had pushed her towards seeking attention elsewhere. He had to ask, "Did that attention cross a line?" Her answer was hazy. "The line blurred before I even noticed," she wrote. He said that blurred lines still leave scars. "Those scars were already there," she replied. "Is forgiveness possible?" He typed, his hope fragile. She told him that forgiveness requires accountability. He accepted it, typing, "I accept responsibility for my neglect," but she knew that wasn't enough. Acceptance without change feels hollow. He promised change, real change, without any theatrics. She asked for actions instead of words. He suggested they start with him just listening. She agreed, but warned him that listening might hurt. He said the pain of the truth was preferable to the pain of ignorance. In a moment of vulnerability, she admitted she was more afraid of losing him than she was of his judgment. He saw a glimmer of hope in that. "Fear," he replied, "means there's still care left." "But care needs proof," she insisted. "What does proof look like to you?" he asked. Her answer was a quiet plea for something real. "Proof," she wrote, "is presence when nobody is watching." He told her he could learn that language. She couldn't help but ask why the learning had to start so late. He explained that comfort makes people careless. And carelessness, she added, costs trust. He agreed, saying that trust must be rebuilt, slowly. She replied that rebuilding requires patience from both sides. When he asked if she was willing to offer that patience, she said it would depend on his consistency. He vowed that consistency would become his new habit. She replied that habits, not grand declarations, are what truly define love. He agreed and thanked her for staying honest, even when it was hard. She admitted that honesty felt terrifying but also freeing. He told her that freedom should never require secrecy. She confessed that secrecy had become her trap. Traps can be dismantled, he offered. She then asked a question that touched the heart of their problem. Do you believe damage can be undone? He answered that damage leaves marks, but it doesn't have to be the end of the story. She replied that endings only happen when the effort stops. He promised his effort would continue beyond fear. She asked him not to make vows in a text message. He understood. I'll show you with my presence, he wrote. She finally agreed to meet, to talk without screens between them. He felt a wave of relief wash over him as he read her message. She felt a cautious hope pushing against her doubt. He typed one last thing. Hope is enough to begin, she replied. Beginnings need care. He promised his care would be deliberate. She warned him that deliberate actions reveal the truth. He welcomed the truth even if it hurt. She said that pain, when shared honestly, feels lighter. He agreed, adding that hiding only multiplies it. Her final message was a statement of intent. Tonight will decide our direction. He answered that the direction mattered less than their sincerity. She closed the chat, simply saying they would speak face to face. He set his phone down. The silence in the room now carried a new kind of meaning. Outside, the night felt less heavy than before. The conversation hadn't fixed everything, not by a long shot. But it had opened a door they now both had to choose to walk through, together.